Howdy folks, not a video I was much looking forward to making today because my dad Gazza has passed away yesterday at home last night. Age 75, as you guys may have known, he's been pretty crook for the last kind of 18 months or so. He's been pretty unwell. But yeah, he's called it quits, gone into the sheds. So yeah, I just wanted to chat about my dad for a few minutes because he's been a pretty big influence on me, and he's been a pretty cool part of the channel while he was around. I'll try to keep this together. This take two. Take one didn't go that well. So yeah, he's been battling leukemia for 18 months. If you guys didn't know, he made a video the other day kind of saying goodbye because he knew his time was going to be pretty limited. And yeah, man, he got like 2,000 comments on that video, and he read the vast majority of them. So I really need to say thank you to everybody for showing him so much love. Like, he was having a pretty rough time. He often put on a pretty brave face for the camera. But yeah, he was in tears and, you know, really pulled his heartstrings to have all that love coming his way from so many parts of around the world. So yeah, thank you firstly, guys, for that. I do need to thank him because the guy was a pretty big influence on my life, not just with sports stuff, but I mean in particular with rugby. The guy was a sports fanatic. He watched not just rugby, but league and cricket, other sports as well. But those were kind of his big three, as are the big three here in NZ. Rugby was obviously his main one. We spent a lot of time as kids going to Auckland games, in particular at Eden Park. He was a very, very loud spectator. He would definitely let the referee know about any times he thought they had not gotten calls correct. But I mean, he watched more than just the All Blacks. If there was rugby on, he was watching it. That was Gaza. He would take us to play rugby in the front yard. Yeah, and he was also not shy about talking to anyone about rugby, and even if he saw Graham Henry, the former All Blacks coach, won a World Cup, saw him in the shopping mall, we'll just go up to him and have a chat, have a yarn, talk some rugby. Like, he called talkback radio stations to talk rugby. So yeah, he's a big rugby guy, as you guys know from seeing him on the channel. As I mentioned, he had leukemia. It was his second time with leukemia. He was a stubborn dude, because he had it 18 years ago. And he beat it that time when his odds were not looking too promising. So I remember him saying to me, because I was in my early 20s, that he wanted to see the All Blacks win at least 2 World Cups before he departed. So he got that, because this was prior to the 2011 World Cup in 2015. So he likes kind of ticking off his boxes, apparently. He was even getting up at 4 a.m. to watch those All Blacks games in the last few weeks, despite the fact that his body was shutting down. He had no energy. He was still determined to watch them all, which he did. He definitely has a big connection with the channel. It kind of grew as time went by. The channel started back in 2018. He didn't really know what YouTube was back then. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I was stealing his hats. The jerseys and the hats have obviously become a theme of the channel, but back when it started, I only had I think these 3 rugby jerseys, and I don't think maybe I had 1 hat. But the guy was a rugby nut, like I mentioned. So he had All Blacks hats, this hat, Wallabies hat, Melbourne Rebels hat, hats of so many different teams. So I was borrowing his hats. If you saw my 2018 videos and I was wearing a hat, that was a Gaza hat. So he had a part on the channel from day one, basically, even if he wasn't so active on it back then. I remember him asking me, after 6 months of me doing the channel, he asked me, how many subscribers does your YouTube channel have? I think he's called it followers back then, because he wasn't that au fait with the YouTube stuff. And I told him 600, and he said, that's not very many. Yeah, I know, 600 wasn't a heck of a lot, but he became a regular. He started doing his own videos, and when we would do live streams, he would join in, and he loved engaging with the audience. People gave him the nickname Gazamania, which he absolutely loved. He loved being Gazamania. If I wasn't live streaming with him, he would send in his halftime reports on voice chats and whatnot. We'd play them to the people on the stream, and it was You know, always interesting to see his like ratings of the ref, where he'd be like, this ref was terrible, doesn't know the offside law. I'll give him a 12 out of 20 as his score. And like, oh, this ref's doing a really good job, good control of the game, also 12 out of 20. I don't know how he came to that logic, but that was Gazza doing his, his interactions. And then like me and him started doing chats on the channel, which I think, he loved and a lot of you guys enjoyed as well, which was really cool for a lot of you guys to get to know him. Even called the channel memberships Gazzamania, kind of in his honor. And he was always, telling people to subscribe and whatnot. So he kind of became my biggest promoter in a way, from like not really knowing what YouTube was to then starting to watch the videos, be part of the videos. Like he would meet anybody, talk to them about rugby for 2 minutes, and then just tell them, go subscribe to my son's channel. He's got a YouTube channel. You should go subscribe. It's really good. So he was always, I never told him to tell people to subscribe and all that stuff. He would just do it off his own back. And he was really pleased that we hit 100,000 before he passed the other day. Like, and his video where he said goodbye kind of got like close to 1,000 people to sign up to subscribe. So that kind of pushed us over the line before he went. So that was it was pretty cool. Pretty cool that he could see that. His final day was a bit of an interesting one because he started all right, actually. My mum said he was pretty fine in the morning. My mate Vinard, who I'd not met before, sent me an email with a link of Brian Habana. He'd sorted out Brian Habana on that website Cameo to kind of give Dad a shout out and tell him people are supporting him and loving him and whatnot. And so Gaza saw the video from Brian Habana on his last day, talking to him about his fight with cancer and whatnot. So that was a pretty cracking way to start the day. He was feeling all right. He had a beer. No alcohol beer because he wasn't allowed to drink beer by this point. But he had a beer and he started to take a turn for the worse. Got a bit more tired that day. Me and my family went over. So we got a chance to, sit with him and chat with him. He was still able to have a wee chat. And he told me that day that he knew he was feeling bad because he'd been sitting there on the couch watching rugby replays, and he said he wasn't enjoying it, so he went to kind of go over, lie down. It was kind of a struggle for him to get back to his bed at that point, but that's like his marker of how he knew something was wrong, because he wasn't enjoying watching rugby replays, which is very Gaza. And then later that night he just went to sleep. So yeah, he just passed away pretty peacefully. It was also quite surreal because after he'd passed away, obviously I went back to my mum and dad's house to be with my mum and spend some last few moments with Gaza. And as the medical people were there filling out his like death certificate and whatnot, we'd had the TV on just for some noise because it was pretty late at night, and I don't know, it was pretty quiet in the house, so we'd been flicking through channels, and I just flicked past the rugby, and my mum told me just leave the rugby on because Gaza would want the rugby on. And right as the people were filling out his death certificate, they started playing the All Blacks Wales game, which is pretty fitting because his surname's Morgan, so he's got Welsh connections, and the All Blacks are playing, and like right as he's doing his last act on this earth prior to his funeral, I guess, there's the All Blacks doing the haka. So it was pretty, I don't know, it's like surreal, but it felt kind of fitting in a way that that's the way, he kind of went out. So his funeral's next week on Wednesday. We'll say one last goodbye to Gaza, but like I said, thank you guys so much. He's always going to be a big part of the channel. He's always had a big influence on my life, and I know because he always wanted to talk rugby, like being able to talk to so many people at the same time and read all your comments, and he loved doing that so much, and especially during these last few months and whatnot, which have been really hard on him. I know it was awesome for him, so thank you so much, guys.
Gazzamania, Roger Mania, out, bye.